I'm Maurice Beinat. I'm the Chief Technical Officer of ecoMaster, and I've invented a retrofit double glazing solution called ecoGlaze in 2010. So the issue with single glazing is that glass is a highly conductive material. In fact, a while back, glass saucepans used to be the go, but they've fallen out of favour now. But it's just a way to show that glass is highly conductive of heat. And so single glazing, in the winter time, your heating from inside is going to be continuously conducted out by the single glazing, and in the summertime, the heat will be conducted in. So one of the main issues about single glazing is that, particularly in the winter time, if you're sitting near a window, you'll actually feel your body heat radiating out to that cold surface. And you'll notice, maybe you've noticed this at home or in a restaurant or something, you'll notice how amazingly cold it is when you're sitting by a window in the winter time. So double glazing works by providing a still airspace between two pieces of glass, or in our case with the secondary glazing between the glass and the ecoGlaze panel. The important aspect is to have the still airspace, because the glass itself is highly conductive but air is not. And so keeping a layer of air still between the two surfaces is how we improve the thermal performance of glass. So retrofit is a great way to deal with existing windows and doors that are still in really good condition. It makes little sense to just trash them to replace them. So we can maintain the joinery in its current form and just add components that actually make it look better in many cases than it was before. And we save the Earth's resources in doing that, and we save money as well, and provide really all the benefits of true double glazing. ecoGlaze has been a long journey in the development. What I wanted to do was to provide a system that not only worked well, but looked great as well. In my own home, I have got good quality timber joinery with single glazing, and so it was a perfect test bed to try things out. And initially my thought was to use real glass and real spacer material like is used in making double glazed units in a factory, and we worked on that kind of premise for a number of years. But there are a number of issues with that associated with that. One is that there's an inherent danger in working with pieces of glass in your home. It's different in a factory, but in a home environment, there's actually quite a bit of danger with glass that's not held in a frame. The other thing is that it was pretty messy with sealants and with the spacers and adhesives and all that stuff. And it was, in the end, it was a really difficult retrofit process that we just weren't able to get simplified. But what we wanted to do was get something that worked well and looked really good. So that the solution that we were working on there looked really good, but just wasn't practical in the end. And so then we moved towards looking at using acrylic panel instead of glass, and that really was a breakthrough. Most folks are surprised to see how good it looks on their windows. So when I show them the samples, they can see that it's going to look quite good. But when the installation actually takes place, they're amazed at how good it looks. And of course, especially if it's custom coloured, if it's painted to match the existing joinery or stained and varnished to match the existing, it just goes in seamlessly. And we had a client the other day who called their neighbour in to show them, and the neighbour was going, well, what am I looking at? It's like, when you insulate your windows with ecoGlaze, your home won't need as much heating and cooling. You're going to be more comfortable inside, and less heating and cooling means it's going to be better for the environment too.